Hello, my name is Maria Levine. I am a women's relationship coach, and today I'm going to give you 3 tips for how to have amazing arguments. So, what do I mean when I say amazing arguments? I mean arguments that actually get resolved, arguments that you never have to have again, arguments that feel complete and that create deeper and more connection in your relationship. The goal of arguments is always to deepen the bond that you have with your partner. And that means doing them differently than you're used to doing them. We're not really taught how to fight. So today I'm going to do a real quick dive into what are the top 3 things you need to be doing in your fights every time you have a conflict with your partner in order to get the most out of every single fight. This way, you're going to have more time for connection and less time for conflict. Let's dive in. First tip I'm going to give you is know the facts. So, what you're going to need to do is get not the story of what happened, but the actual factual information. What was said, not what I feel like you meant when you said. No, what words were used, what were the specific circumstance of the fight, what were the dates you can both agree in. At this point, you're only going to be talking about what are the facts. And the facts have to be things that you both agree on. You have to learn how to start separating your interpretations from the factual things that happen. We're going to have time for interpretations later, but for now, first and foremost, let's lay down the facts of the situation. What are the things about what happened, about the argument, about the conflict that we can both agree on? If it helps, write it down or just have the discussion. What are the facts that we can both agree on? That's the first step. Step 2 is feelings. Now, this is going to be something that you might need to do separately, but you can also do together. You have to learn how to stop and process your emotions so that you can show up to this conversation from an intelligent, rational place. When we are overheated, over emotional, angry, upset, what have you, it's very difficult for us to show up rationally and intentionally. So, are you calm? At what level from 1 to 10? 10 being so enraged or out of my mind emotional, and 0 being kind of numb. Where are you on that scale in terms of how you feel? Are you in the place to be able to have this conversation? If you're somewhere in the middle, that is ideal for you to come and show up and have this talk about what happens and how you feel and what's going on for you. The way that you want to do this, the way that you want to allow your emotions to calm down and to show up for that will be to self-soothe. You want to stop, you want to breathe into your emotions, you want to notice where they are in your body. This is a technique that you can learn to use and to become habituated with. But if this is the first time you're hearing about how to process your feelings, I encourage you to follow me since I will talk more about this in depth at a later time. But for now, learn how to process your feelings, how to get to a 5, 6, or 7 so you can have this rational conversation, handling them, you're on top of them. And then we can go to step 3. So step 3 is findings. Okay, now that we know what the facts are, now that we know how we're both feeling, ideally you have communicated. If you've already taken the time to process, you can show up and say, hey, I'm very upset about this. Hey, I'm very hurt by this. Okay, now we're talking about the findings. Now we're going to ask ourselves and each other really important questions about, okay, how do we solve this? What we're only talking about solutions now, right? What would be ideal for you? What would be ideal for me? This is where we start to understand. You want to make sure that you understand your partner's story and that they understand yours. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to tell them what you think their story is. You're going to switch roles. You're going to say, okay, I am now you, you are now me. I am going to tell you your side of the argument, and then you're going to tell me my side of the argument, and we cannot move on from this until we both agree. Once we have both agreed, like, yes, you got my story right on, and they were like, yes, you got my story right on, then you can feel understood. You can drop your defenses and you can put on your solution hats and go, okay, now that we understand where we're at, what are we going to do about this? What do you need from me? What do we need to go out there and do? Maybe I need to change the way I'm thinking about the situation. Maybe we just have to agree that this is a place where we disagree. Whatever it is, you have to come to that conclusion together, and just being able to do that will allow you to feel closer and more connected to your partner. Now, ideally, you'll have a partner who's on board to trying this with you. Most of us are pretty good at choosing people, some of us aren't. So if you are the kind of person that's like, I don't think my partner's going to go for this, You're going to want to stay tuned for my next video where I talk about how to manage partners when they are not willing to do the work with you. But for those of you who will benefit from this process, give it a try and then come back and let me know how it went for you. There might be tweaks that I can help you make, and I'm here for you if you need them. So reach out to me, don't hesitate, and thank you for watching.